Hello and welcome to the Beat Cancer Answer, brought to you by BeatCancer.Org, the Center for Advancement in Cancer Education. We believe that 90% of all cancers could be eliminated through environmental and lifestyle choices alone, and science agrees. Unfortunately, most people don't know it. So we provide the education that can help you prevent, cope with, and beat cancer through diet, lifestyle, and other immune-boosting approaches. On every podcast, we will feature an expert who can teach us how to become part of that 90% who could prevent getting diagnosed with cancer. If you already have cancer, we have empowering information for you too. Over the past 40 years, we have helped thousands of cancer patients get back into the driver's seat when it comes to their personal journey of healing cancer and preventing future reoccurrence. On this episode, Beat Cancer's Debra speaks with Erin Ley about beating lymphoma and her amazing summit, Thrive Onward and Upward with Cancer.
Hello, this is Debbie Melamed with Beat Cancer, and I am here today with Erin Ley. She is a cancer survivor, mentor, and advocate who defied all odds according to medical science. She was diagnosed with non-hodgkins lymphoblastic lymphoma at the age of 25 and was told she would never have children after treatment and probably would not survive. She's 52 years old today and healthy with 3 miracle babies and a desire to help others that have a cancer diagnosis. She's here to tell her story and to make available to our listeners the incredible telesummit that she's made possible. The Thrive Onward and Upward with Cancer telesummit consists of 21 extraordinary experts who bring holistic medicine and traditional medicine together to improve the quality of life with anyone with cancer. It's bringing mind, body, and spirit together, and it's Erin's soul, purpose, and life now. So, Erin, welcome.
Hi, Debbie. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. It's so great to connect with a like-minded person and to see the work you've done to make such an extraordinary summit come together.
Thank you so much.
That's quite an endeavor.
Oh, thank you. I love talking to you, Debbie. You're absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's such a great thing that you have put together for people, and you have such an amazing story that you must tell everyone. Start with your diagnosis and how this all started for you.
Okay, sure. It was actually way back when, in 1991. I was 25, Hampton houses with friends and going to clubs and basically living for the weekends, carefree and working on Wall Street, to a diagnosis of you have cancer after, coughing and some chest pains. And I just remember screaming that at that time that was an old person's disease. There was so much still unknown about younger people with cancer. And the kind of cancer I was diagnosed with, the non-hodgkins lymphoblastic lymphoma, is a rare pediatric condition. And it turned out that it was a 2.5-year protocol. So when I first started, they said that if the chemo didn't work as fast as the tumor was growing, I'd be dead in a month. So here I am, 25, with my parents on either side of me and just in shock at Sloan Kettering. Just everything just came to like an immediate standstill, and I knew that I had to get well. I have a great...
That's scary.
Yeah, it is. It's
at a young age.
It's something that's unexpected. It's, nobody really at that time talked about it the way it is now, and it's isolating. There's so many things that go with it, even now. I mean, at any age. So when I went through the protocol, they said that I'd never have children. I had the adriamycin, Cytoxan, BCNU, like things that are now, even the doses are illegal. Now the doses that I was given then. Yeah. And Debbie, I mean, so many CAT scans and the nuclear medicine tests and injected with 5,000 different things. I should be glowing in the dark.
Oh, dear.
But thank God I'm fine. And I love my doctors, and it was an aggressive 2.5-year protocol. There were times where they came in and said, basically to get my things in order, doctors crying, they really thought I was going to die, and I'd say, get out of my room. You don't know what you're talking about. Get out of my room. And
so you were feeling like that was not your fate.
No, I was certain it was not my fate.
That's awesome.
And it's amazing because, Debbie, I was so, not superficial, but I just wasn't as faith-based when, prior to the diagnosis. And we went to church every Sunday, and I went to the all-girls Catholic school, and I had my relationship with God. But once that happened, it opened up amazing doors within me. And
wow.
And my connection, for me with God and spiritually, and it just was incredible. And I just went deeper and deeper and deeper, and I started reading books from Eckhart Tolle and Jon Kabat-Zinn. The first book I read was Full Catastrophe Living, which is a great book by Jon Kabat-Zinn. And you had to send in a check, snail mail, for a cassette for the full body scan of the meditation and visualization. And that's what really started me on my journey. And I went from the Wall Street, Gucci bags, and which I still love Gucci. Everybody, I'm not saying don't like Gucci, but the spiritual side of it just became so much greater and so much deeper at such a young age. So now and then I went to have 3 miracle kids, and I'll tell that story
incredible.
later. Yeah, so that's how it started.
So they say sometimes that diagnosis, it's a wake-up call, and it's almost a gift because it can point you in a different direction and give more meaning to life, and you've gotten a whole calling out of it and a whole way of life now where you're helping people, a calling.
I got married in August of '96, and we planned on adopting. The doctor said I'd never have kids. I met my then husband. We're now divorced, but when I was going for chemo, so we planned on adopting, and it was Holy Thursday, and I used to visualize myself with children and these different kinds of things. And it was Holy Thursday. I found out I was pregnant with my first son in 1997. He was born December 13th of 1997. Then 4 years later, I found out I was pregnant with my second son. Now, Sloan Kettering is scratching their forehead, like, how did that happen,
Wow.
And so then I was pregnant with my second son, and on Holy Thursday I found out with him. He was born December 19th. And then a few months later, I found out I was having my daughter. I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. She was due on Mother's Day, May 11th of 2003.
Aww.
3 weeks early, I went for a regular sonogram, and they said, you have to go into the hospital tonight, and this baby has to be delivered because you have too little amniotic fluid. And that was Holy Thursday.
Oh,
and she was the first baby born on Good Friday of 2003. So this time of the year between Easter and, between Holy Thursday, Easter, and Mother's Day is my favorite time of the year. My kids are now 20. My boys are 20 and 16, and my daughter's going to be 15 this week, tomorrow actually.
Aww.
So I love this time of the year. It's just, from between now
and
Mother's Day.
Time of gifts and rebirth and birth, growth.
Yeah.
So you started to get better then, and you went on to have your children. And then what happened next? How did you decide to start making a life, helping people in a career type of way, and how did the summit come along?
Well, what happened was, as a stay-at-home mom, I wrote character-building children's books, and I just loved helping people. I'm not the kind of person to just sit still, and do nothing. Right. So I wrote the character-building children's books, and I wrote the memoir called The Will to Live, The Perks of Cancer Through the Eyes of a Survivor, and that's for ages 17 through 117. And I would just, it was basically like charity work and just going out and speaking to people and helping other cancer patients and, when I could. And I did a podcast for a couple of years, about raising the bar in society, just because things I thought started to become a little crazy, and I had little kids. And and then before you know it, I was getting divorced, and this was a few years ago, and my sister was diagnosed with cancer at the same time.
Oh.
So, I helped to take care of, obviously, my sister, and she has a husband with 4 kids, so she had a lot of help, but I, having been there and done that, and I've been helping cancer patients for almost 20 years, so I stopped everything I was doing to focus on the family. I stopped the podcast. I really just stopped everything, and so, I worked with my sister, and you know what? I found that quality of life, peace of mind is the most important thing. And with cancer patients, it's just a gift, because we worry so much. We worry about the treatments. We worry about reoccurrence. If we get a headache, we just worry about everything. So with peace of mind, it's just you can have 5 cents in the bank. You could have $5 million in the bank. An earthquake can go on around you. You have everything, So I found with my sister, she had great quality of life. I spoke to the doctors. I kind of absorbed everything and spoke to them, was always honest, because they deserve to, the honest truth. But it didn't have to come with a lot of drama. It didn't have to come with a lot of what ifs, and you stay in the day. So she passed away in August.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. It's, she was only 49, again, 4 young kids. So God put a fire under my butt to delve more into finding out more and more that I can do to help cancer patients. And that's how the Telesummit came about. I wanted to see what else is there. And it's amazing, Debbie, because I didn't really orchestrate it the way that it came out, in the sense that it's leaning so much toward the holistic side, which is really what I wanted to learn more about. And really quickly, I'll just tell you this dream, and I put it in a newsletter that's going to be going out. I've had this for years, this reoccurring dream about 2 horses, like the men in armor on the horses and the swords drawn, and I'm in the middle, and it was really Eastern medicine and Western medicine. And I used to, I'd scream at them, "Get off your high horses and shake hands. Get off your high horses and shake hands." And finally, after I went through the Telesummit, like in my dream, it happened. It was the most amazing thing that I've experienced. I never did a Telesummit before. I'm so looking forward to doing it again. And these guests were godsend. They were so fantastic. They just, Andrew Shore, Victor Waddell, just Dr. Bernie Siegel, my God, Erin Ley, there's just so many amazing guests that I had during this Telesummit that just educated, and the cancer survivors, just amazing people. So they were a wealth of information, extraordinary. And for anybody that thinks that they know it all, they, I don't care who you are, like doctors, and when doctors say, "Oh, there's nothing else I could do for you," that doesn't mean you go home and you pack yourself, that you wrap it up. You just keep going and keep going. So it was
that's great, because I'm sure the speakers are from all different backgrounds and have all different things to add and to contribute, because everybody has different root causes and different things they're dealing with. So it's so nice to get that diversity.
Yes.
And for everyone to be like-minded, like you said, and everyone was so helpful. Everyone's on the same team, just like-minded, trying to help.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. They were so willing and happy to do it, and they were so generous with their time and their information and their expertise. And we're talking about MDs, then there's the yogi, then best-selling authors, from anti-inflammatory to toxins to this gentleman, Victor Waddell. He's an inventor. In 1993, Victor was awarded Businessman of the Year and Entrepreneur of the Year by President Clinton in the White House for inventing the guided chest needle biopsy. And remember, even with amniocentesis, years ago they didn't have the guided needle biopsy. They would just basically stick the needle in.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one who invented, like when they do the sonogram and they put the needle in. So it was saving babies' lives. For when they did the amnio, they saw exactly where the baby was when they stuck the needle in.
Oh,
the
I see.
Needle biopsy, prostate. I mean, absolutely genius. So he spoke about what he's coming up with regard to complementing the traditional medicine with a holistic kind of a protocol to, like I said, to supplement and to complement what's going on. He is just extraordinary. It's just the whole telesummit was extraordinary. Extraordinary.
So who would benefit from it? Anybody in any stage? Anybody who's been in recovery?
Absolutely.
Anyone newly diagnosed?
You could be in the stage of concerned about getting cancer, because the anti-inflammatory Cheryl Meyer, she spoke, and Beth Greer spoke about preventative. Other people also spoke about preventative. So even if you're just concerned about getting cancer, there's people there to help with that. Then there's newly diagnosed, where you just don't know, you're terrified of chemo, or you just not. I mean, it's for every single stage. And then when you're done with the protocol, and we're sitting there like, okay, we're done. Now what? And I've been there. It's like preparing for a final in college, and then when you're done with the final, you just kind of like your shoulders drop to where they belong, but you kind of like, what do I do now?
Right.
And it's for everybody. It really is. It's going to help these cancer patients, and like I said, anybody even concerned about cancer or anybody wanting to help, in the cause. It's
and caregivers then.
Yes, absolutely. And caregivers, they need a timeout also. They need, like Andrew Shore calls it, the power of yes. Cancer patients a lot of times will say, no, I can't go out. My hair fell out. I was in the beginning. You don't want to go out. You don't want to be seen. You have the wig, and you're starting to go for treatments, and you're nauseous, and you can say, no, I can't. And there's so much power in the yes. Yes, I can go to lunch with you. Yes, I can do these different things. And the caregiver, they need their power of yes also. Yes, they deserve a break. Yes, they can go to lunch with their friends without guilt that they're stepping away for a few minutes, because they deserve to have life also. They're concerned, they're worried, and they need peace of mind and quality of life just like anybody else.
That's true. Very true. Do you want to tell everybody what's included if they sign up?
Yes, if you'd like to purchase the telesummit, it's all 21 interviews, and again, they're from a half an hour to 45 minutes each. They're just audio, so you can listen to it in the car, you can listen to it from a hospital bed, you can close your eyes, so it's not that you have to sit and watch a video, and you could do it from your iPhone, from your laptop, you're anywhere that you have access to something like that. Then I also, as a bonus, I included a PDF of, it's an outline, I call it a blueprint of what I do with cancer patients, and it's basically an outline for when I'm coaching, and I call it the Appreciation Transformation 12-Step Blueprint. And appreciation really is an acronym that I work from, and I'll just quickly, A is for acceptance, the power of now, like Eckhart Tolle says, and the power of yes, for, like Andrew Shore says. So acceptance, P for piece of the pie, which is visualization, meditation, the process of the mind, body, and spirit. Bringing those together. The next P is peace of mind, awareness. What are you struggling with? What are you celebrating? We're supposed to be living as human beings, not human doings, constantly going. R, quickly, is reach deep within your soul and observe, quiet stillness, see the light. E, extend your hand to others. So important to extend your hand to others, even when you're emotionally rocked. And you're in the fetal position on the floor, in your room, what am I going to do? The best thing you could do is stand up and extend your hand to somebody else, and it just makes you feel better.
Right.
It brings healing to you and to somebody else at the same time. That leads to C, connect. I love the yoga breathing and feeling the vibrational energy with other, people, animals, plants, trees. I love that stuff. And then I, for the I ams, you write a descriptive list. and set your intentions for the day. A, awakening and attitude adjustment, where there's a deep level of forgiveness, and I get much more into the forgiveness.
Yeah, that's important.
Oh, it's huge. Giving it and receiving it, letting go and awakening is what I call it. But forgiveness is freeing. It doesn't make, if somebody else wronged you, or it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't validate what they did. It's just you're forgiving it up. You're forgiving somebody because you really want to exist in a place of love.
Right.
And when you're existing in a place of love, there's no need to fight, even if it's within your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then T for truth, living honestly, and then I for the eye opener, as in the higher self, the capital I, as compared to the ego. O for open to providing and receiving infinite joy, wisdom, and miracles. And lastly, N for negative self-talk and limiting self-beliefs have been lifted and replaced by never-ending compassion and appreciation. So that's all about gratitude and living in a place of gratitude, Debbie, which gratitude, you can't be in a state of anger and be grateful at the same time. You can't be in a place of worry and be grateful at the same time. So if you're living and really conscious of the fact that you want to be in a place of gratitude, it's freeing. It's like, how they say the opposite of fear is faith. When you're living in a place of faith, it really, you can't be living in a place of fear at the same time.
Right.
Gratitude.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Gratitude is the same thing. You can't be angry and worried and have the anxiety if you're living in a state of gratitude. So
you're teaching a lot of perspective shifting there, and the mind is so powerful.
Absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt. One tweak, one little shift in mindset, and it changes your whole world. Your whole world.
It really does. That's wonderful. What a great acronym. Really great stuff. People can register then and have a 30-minute call with you and that wonderful blueprint. And this is just such a wonderful thing. Thank you so much for sharing your story and for also putting this telesummit together, for making this happen. What a resource. It's just an amazing resource to be able to access this at home and take advantage of listening to all these talks that can make such a difference in someone's health.
Thank you. It really is. It's been a gift. It's been a gift for me, and to be able to pass it along is just incredible. And thank you so much for having me here. You're a gift. You truly are a gift.
We're like-minded, and we're doing everything we can, and it's just wonderful to feel connected and all that positive energy.
Yeah,
we look forward to your next telesummit.
Thank you. Me too. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much, Erin.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Beat Cancer Answer. If you learned just one thing today about how to prevent, cope with, or beat cancer, then we have succeeded in our mission. For more information or assistance, visit our website at www.BeatCancer.Org. Remember to sign up for our educational email series and get your free gift. Join in the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+, where you can meet others who think just like you. We appreciate all of your feedback and love your suggestions. Please also remember to rate us on iTunes. Your positive ratings help us to get discovered so we can save more lives. Thank you again for listening, and best wishes for good health from all of us at BeatCancer.Org.